time has come again. The champion must end. It can only be one of us. Victorious. So stand up and fight, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. To think you're moving.
Oh, I didn't see you come in there, everybody. How you doing? My name is Andy Fiore. I am one of your hosts of the DYM podcast. With me, as always, is the Dutch, the Butch, the cool clutch, Sean Donnelly, everybody. How you doing, my friend?
How you doing there, Andrew? It's good to see the DYM Nation just sneaking up on Andy there real quick.
They
And it's
scared me.
oh, you scared the bejesus out of me.
Dutch is hard to rhyme with.
What'd you say?
Dutch is very hard to rhyme with. I came up with clutch and then transitioned to butch, and then I was out of options there.
Yeah, that's about it, I think. A butch, clutch, Dutch. That's what it wasn't clutch. Clutch was like a word. Wasn't clutch like a word for cool for a while or something like that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, dude, well, in sports, it's a good thing when a guy's clutch. You know, it means he comes up in a big moment.
Yeah, like in the clutch. Like he has you in the clutch.
Yeah, so I guess that could be used in cool kid vernacular. Yeah, that dude's clutch, man. He's always got weed on him. He's clutch, you know?
Yeah, right. He gets his weed in a clutch. It's fantastic.
Right. Absolutely. Nice to see your smiling, beautiful face.
Oh, it's good to see you, my friend. I see once again we have a fantastic new nickname for the Cool Breeze. He ceases to be the Cool Breeze. Each week he's trying to change it up.
No, I'm always the Cool Breeze.
Always the Cool Breeze. The Cool Breeze is consistent. It's a consistent breeze, but every week we have a new name, and this week is Options Burgers Fiore,
Yeah.
which I didn't get. And then Andy, before we started the recording, Andy was like, "Yeah, it's my rap name. Options. Only one option. Burgers."
I said it like it was a known thing.
You said it like it was a known thing, and I was like, "No." I'm like, "No, that's not allowed."
It's a very inside joke of my Morristown, New Jersey homies. We would be in high school, and we'd, as all suburban white kids do, we'd start freestyling when we got drunk at house parties, you know?
No, you didn't.
Of course we did.
How have we gone this far in the podcast, and I didn't know?
Because it's embarrassing, and I don't bring it up that often.
That white Andy fucking freestyle when he was drunk at his friend's house in the suburbs.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Was it like that scene in Clueless where the guy was like rolling with the homies?
Absolutely.
With the homies.
That was a slice of life for us.
Oh my God. Hold on, Andy, because we're not letting this go. This might be the whole episode. Let's be honest. And let's hear it. Dude, there's no way that because I'll be honest, we used to write graffiti, quote unquote, when I was a kid, right? Yeah. I have friends that are still into it and are good at it technically. I had a graffiti name. I will tell you my graffiti name.
Okay.
Which isn't that embarrassing if you tell me what your rap name was.
Options.
Oh, it was really that was your actual rap name.
Rap name, Options, and I had the catchphrase. There's only one Options. Which is not a bad catchphrase.
It's not that bad, actually. That's actually Options is not that bad.
It's Options. It's OPTIONS. If I wasn't, why would I brush with Chris?
Options from the streets. Well, I'm from the cul-de-sac. Our house is at the dead end, and then our house kind of spans a couple.
It's a very well-to-do neighborhood.
It's a well-to-do neighborhood from the street.
Crime rate is very low.
What's the name of your street again? You grew up on?
Indian Head Road.
Yeah, that's streets.
That street's gonna get canceled soon too.
Yeah, that's gonna get canceled. Yeah,
that street never worked out for that porn star name.
Our street was so street it was racist.
Now ours, that was always like your pet's name and the street you grew up on. Mine was always like Bruno Indian Head was my porn star name. You know what I mean?
Oh, but actually, that kind of works. Actually,
I guess Head is in there.
Head's in there, and it makes it sound like he's like this native dude that's doing porn.
It's very I'm very niche. I'm sure if I typed in Indian Head on Pornhub, a whole slew of videos would come up.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
But to get back, yes, Options was my nickname. And
do you know what my porn name was?
Oh, what your porn name was? Oh,
you know my first dog's name?
Forget your dog's name.
Ginger Fernwood.
That could be a chick from the 80s.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, Ginger
Fernwood.
Yeah, Fernwood Terrace was my block, and
Suarez. What's yours?
Buster Palm.
Buster Palm?
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No way. I think he might have been around for 20 years. You might have won that game. Buster Palm? Are you joking me?
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
That's like buck naked. That's that level good.
It's that level good. Absolutely.
Buster Palm is it's like a play on words built in.
Holy shit.
Fantastic.
Dude,
wow, I love
you
it.
won that game, Mike. Holy
you're no longer
Buster
bushy.
Palm? Now you're Buster Palm. What are you kidding me? Hey, Bust. Yeah, can you show us this clip? Hey, Bust. What time you want to record today, Buster Palm?
It's even like what was that guy? Was it Tim North or whoever? The drop in loads guy?
Peter North.
Like he'd always go, bust drop in loads.
Was that
tried to go, Buster Palm?
And then it's gross, but your gimmick could have been you ejaculate into her palm, your hand. Like that's what you do at the end
Absolutely.
of every porno is you busting her palm.
It's a hand fetish thing.
It's a hand fetish thing. Dude, if you don't change your name for comedy to Buster Palm, I won't be friends with you ever again.
Or at least on all social media.
It's got to be. Can somebody make the handle Buster Palm and be a fan account for the podcast?
I'm assuming it's PALM, right? It's
yes.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, I guess there's no other way to spell palm. In my head, I was like, wait, is Palm Hands different than Palm Springs? I guess not.
No, it's the same for some reason, but it probably should be different.
Yeah. Buster Palm. Holy shit. I'm glad we brought that up.
Buster Palm. I thought Ginger Fernwood was decent. Buster Palm.
I thought we had three good ones. But
that's a grand slam.
Better and better.
Yeah, that's a grand freaking slam.
Buster Palm.
Good for you.
So Options was one of my rap names, and then it became Burgers for some reason, and then it was Options Burgers.
I can think of a couple of reasons for why we became Burgers. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that because when you were a kid, you were a skinny kid like I was.
Up until like the teenage year. Yeah, up until like 13. Then I put on some chub. But so my friends would call me up. This is the beginning. Burgers was right around 1999, 2000 when cell phones were starting to make their way into high society. And I was hooking up with this girl right after college. So this would be like 2001, 2002 from my hometown. And her last name, I swear to God, was Burger. Right? Berger, however that was spelled.
Yeah.
And so I was at her house one morning. I woke up there, and this was newer into our relationship of us hooking up. And my buddy Jacques called me, and he didn't know I was at her house, but he answered the phone. He was like, Burgers, what's up? And she heard Jacques be like, is he saying my name? Are you telling all your friends you're like already over here? Shit, I got trouble inadvertently because of that nickname.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's like a Seinfeld episode type thing.
Total coincidence. Yeah. But
so you were Options at first, and then so you never were Options Burgers mixed.
No, it's always one or the other.
And what would you rap about, Options Burgers?
Well, it was all mostly freestyle, so I only have one set rhyme, which was the aforementioned crest. What is it? I don't even know like what you would call a bar, I guess. I don't have any. I don't have set bars.
16 bars. Oh, you don't have any. You don't have any that you memorized.
I only spit one bar. It's Options, OPTIONS. If I wasn't, why would I brush with Crest?
Oh my God!
I know. Good, right?
Made my day. This made my day that you used to rap with your friends.
Why we still do?
No, you don't do it,
dude.
No,
if we go to my friend Matt Udall has a hometown Christmas party. Oh, every year. Obviously, didn't happen this year, but usually like every mid-December, like the week before Christmas, all the hometown homies get together. And it's a drunken festival, and we usually end up in the basement, and my buddy Chris will start it. And if like one or two of the mainstays are there, we'll be drunk enough and it'll catch on. And then like somebody's wife will come out in the garage, be like, they're rapping in the garage again. You know, like,
oh my God. Now I want you to be canceled so bad for this.
why? You're not doing anything wrong.
Because you're white and you think that you can rap.
It's mostly for our own humorous entertainment.
I know.
It's us trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah, of course. I'm busting your balls.
It's not like.
But I would love to be there.
Seriously.
May I come? I don't have to come for the party. All I have to do is can you just give me a call when you guys start rapping, and I'll show up to the house.
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure my friend Chris tried to tape it one time because he's weird like that. So there might be tapes out there.
Dude, if you could get some for the show, Buster Palm would be forever in your debt.
Oh my God, Buster Palm. My producer / manager, Buster Palm.
Wow. And here's the thing, man. Like I'm sure we didn't have like a tradition. It's so funny that like that you have it as like a holiday tradition. Like that's weird that you guys
it's not necessarily like a tradition per se, but like
no, but it ends up being like that. You're like we roast some chestnuts and we spit a couple of verses. Like we just we spit some, but we hit the dope beats and we spit some rhymes and we get our stockings out and we get our
we exchange presents and then we exchange beats.
Options Burgers, waiting for St. Nick. Don't be a dick. Show up to my house.
Dude, you'd fit right in. You'd fit right in. That's the level of intelligence we're working with. Yeah.
Holy shit, that's great. I love it.
It is too funny. Like everybody does have their known thing. And my friend Udall, when he's just getting ready to jump in because he's that one guy who takes the uhs too far. And he's waiting for us to go,
yeah.
We're like, get in there, buddy. Any second. That's like 12 uhs.
Oh my God.
It's so fun, dude. Yeah, it was like, that thing in high school, in the mid 90s, rap explodes. And so obviously we were trying to be cool and we're all hip hop fans. And then it just grew over time to be just more of a hilarious thing and trying to make each other laugh,
Oh yeah, especially after 8 Mile. I'm sure there's a guy in your group that does he picked up the look thing from Eminem.
Dude, look, we're all the shook ones.
Yeah. That's great, man. Good for you and your white friends.
Thank you very much.
No, but that's like what. Like, there's so much shit like that. Like I told you. Oh, okay. So we used to write graffiti, but I had friends that wrote graffiti and would go out and do it, but I like pretended to do it. And my name was Jess.
Oh, you did. I didn't actually hear it. Did you say it?
You want to try to guess it?
I was going to say, give me a hint and let me guess.
You know what's, I'll even tell you an embarrassing part. Why? Okay. So I'll tell you the name and you try to guess why I did it.
Okay.
The name was Jesk, Jesk.
Uh-huh.
And the hint of why I did it, and this is super embarrassing.
Is it an acronym?
No, it's the first 3 letters are like part of the hint of why I use that.
JES. It's not an acronym. They don't.
No, it's like it could be like the first 3 letters are part of another word, and then you can see why I did it.
Okay, is it Jester?
Yep. I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure the reason I did it is because I was like, I'm really funny with my friends. I'm the jester of my friends, so I'll be Jesk. That I swear to God, that's why.
What is the C? What is the C here?
No, it's the K. Jesk.
Okay.
The K is just because all those things end in K or D or whatever it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. But so there you go. Me being like, I'm the jester of my friends. So my graffiti name should kind of ring part of that,
I support
it. The only graffiti thing I ever did was we wrote there down the block from my house, there was a Long Island Railroad station, and we spray painted in the tunnel from the one side to the other side. Yeah. And we got chased out of there by the cops, and then we ran away and we were freaking out and we hid in somebody's backyard. And all these cops were driving around. We thought it was for us. But as it turns out, there was a robbery the same night we did it. And they weren't looking for us. They were looking for the robbers. But this lady came out in her backyard. Me and my friend are hiding in her backyard. And she comes out and she goes, what are you guys doing? And he goes, we're playing Manhunt.
Yeah.
And then she's like, get out of here, get out. And we're like, all right. And we just walked away.
Yeah, dude. So we used to spray paint shit all the time too. Not to that level, but spray paint was a big part of our childhood. Absolutely. Manhunt was also a big part of our childhood, and running from the police.
Huge. That's how you know, right? That's how you know you're too young and too old at the same time, where it's like you're getting chased by the cops, and then your excuse is we're playing Manhunt. Like we're just, it's like, like we're literally committing a crime, and then going, whoa, we're playing hide and go seek. Like it's, we're like children, but we're like, look how cool we are. We're fucking doing graffiti. Yeah, like whatever it is. It's so bad to me.
Most of our running from the cops was actually house parties getting broken up. That's when you'd flee. And honestly, it was some of the most fun times of my life. Like the biggest rushes of adrenaline to get away and to just kind of stake out. Oh God, it was fun. I can say that now because I actually never got caught. But like a couple of my buddies, my friend Jock, the aforementioned Jock, who you've met, he got fucked up. He got fucked one time. Couldn't get out of the party. The cops caught him trying to run out of this girl Meredith Ramsey's house our sophomore year of high school through this huge party, huge rager. And I was at my buddy Brown's house. He lives down the street, coincidentally. And they were like, come to the party. And his parents, in a beautiful, simple twist of fate, were gone that weekend. So his grandparents are staying with him because it's still a little young to be like home alone for a weekend. So his grandparents they're in bed by 7:30 p.m. So he had a basement exit out of his door. So we just walked out of the house. No problem. And we went to this party, but we waited to be safe until like 10 o'clock, right?
Right.
We just walk up the street. We get to the front door. She lives on top of this hill. And she lived, and the driveway goes up. We get to the door. We knock. And our friend Chris opens the door. He's like, you guys made it. And as he's saying the word it, his face goes white. And he looks behind us. And he's like, cops! 2 fucking cop cars, the lights going on, pull right up. And so me and Brown just dart into the house. We, we're trying to let everybody know. We're like, cops are here, everybody. I see my friend Mike Jeffries. He was the biggest stoner of our whole crew. He is so baked sitting on this couch. I go, Mike, the fucking cops are here. He just looked at me like Spicoli. He was just like, huh? And I didn't even move a muscle. And I just ran through her kitchen and ran out the back door and hopped over her fence. And we ran all the way around the neighborhood till we got to the back of Brown's basement door again. We took the big circuitous route to get away from the cops. But that had never had more adrenaline rushing through my veins.
Of course.
At that moment. And we harbored like 4 other kids who Brown was like, come on, follow me. And a couple of us, couple sailors got caught up in the storm, and a couple of us got away. So
wow,
that was but that is just so much fun. That happened a few times. The party's getting busted up, and you just running from the cops was so much fun.
I've definitely done it. We've done it, and we used to run from the cops. Skateboarding a lot. So then you either for some reason, if the cops showed up and you skateboarded, you ran, but if the security guard came out, you would fuck with the security guards, which is really a shitty thing to do. Because now being older,
you're on mystitis.
Because this guy is making what, $15 an hour. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah,
what are you messing with security guards for?
It was funny. My buddy who used to skate with us one time, we also got chased out of his parking garage. We were rollerblading, not skating, I should say. It's a form of skating. But we had a mixed group, skateboarders and rollerbladers. And we got chased out. And my one friend, Pat, goes back and he's like, I know what car that security guard's car is. I know that dude. He went to high school with my older sister. I know that dude. He's like, I'm going to go fucking piss on his car door handle. And we were like, all right, do what you got to do, man. Like teenage assholes. And so the greatest thing about the most beautiful piece of irony, 10 years later, this kid Patrick dropped out of college and became the same exact security guard at the same exact parking garage. I swear to God, dude. Like 10 years to the day, he was now working there as like the parking attendant. And I was like, that's just karma, Kramer.
That is the most karmic thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know, right?
Holy shit.
I almost pissed on his door handle just to complete the circle.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? What a town.
In 10 more years, you're working at the garage.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's nuts. That's like that's like a movie.
It really is. To be fair, I mean, he's not the brightest bulb in the.
Well, obviously, but there's a couple different clues to that in the story.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of stories, watched a few things this week.
Oh, the kid watched a couple of things.
One television show and one rewatch. I didn't watch anything new movie-wise, but I watched a brand new TV program, as the old folks say, and I rewatched a film last night. I'll start with that one.
Yeah, what'd you rewatch?
I rewatched Ivan Reitman, George Clooney, not Ivan Reitman, Jason Reitman, actually, the son, Up in the Air.
Great.
Really
flick. Great a twist that you do not see coming.
And here's what I wanted to bring up because of that twist. Right when he meets George Clooney's character, meets Vera Farmiga in the airport the very first time. And they're doing, if you remember the scene, they're kind of like trading their rewards credit cards.
Yes.
And they have all these different honors programs and whatever.
Yeah.
And she is going, she's basically saying how cheap that is. And he looks her in the eyes. He goes, there's nothing cheap about loyalty. And it's this crazy foreshadow of how the big reveal.
Wow.
Because I noticed it last night on the rewatch. She looks at him in kind of a weird moment where the first time you're watching it, you never would have picked up on it. And then on a rewatch, knowing what happens, he goes, there's nothing cheap about loyalty. And she gives him this kind of side look. And I go, what a foreshadow that was right there.
That's a great one. Great pickup.
Yeah, thank you. I was really excited to tell. I started watching it at like 1 a.m. last night, and I couldn't wait to tell you.
I've watched that a couple times. Never even thought about it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's great writing. That's a great movie.
Yeah. So good. It was really, I've seen it a few times, and for whatever reason, I just was glued to it last night. I go, Clooney's great. Anna Kendrick's great. Vera Farmiga's really great.
It's also like the most
solid. I like Jason Reitman's movies too. I think he did Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
And a couple other good flicks.
It's also like it's probably the most vulnerable, like one of the most vulnerable times you'll see Clooney in a movie.
Yeah.
Getting really because I guess even in The Descendants, you ever see The Descendants is really good, and he's in that. And I have to rewatch that actually, but
it's good.
He's pretty sad in that as well. And this, they get him like frazzled in this. Like he's so cool otherwise,
Well, he thinks he's finally, he's this road warrior, and the vulnerable stuff is when he brings Vera Farmiga back to like his hometown, speaking of it. And he's showing her around his high school. He's like, that's me in the trophy cabinet. This is where I got my first fight. That's where I made out with my first girl. And then they're making out. And then he's got this, moment with his family where he's able to help his little sister for a guy who's basically been an absentee brother. And so, all this vulnerability surfaces for his character. And then, he starts to open himself up more to, his quote unquote girlfriend. And then he goes, you know what? I'm just going to go visit her. And he sees she has a fucking family.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. But I did not expect that twist. And there's another one like that. And Crazy Stupid Love has the same kind of thing where there's a twist. It's a movie that you're like, I'm not expecting any twists. Like you're like, oh, this is a straight up story.
Yeah.
And then
that's a good movie too. I rewatched that, or maybe kind of watched it for the first time from start to finish, and was pleasantly surprised because you
great movie.
I think it was going to be cookie cutter rom-com-y, but it's a very good kind of serious movie.
Yeah, it's like a legit. Yeah, exactly. Good call. Up in the Air. I watched it not that long ago.
Nothing cheap about loyalty. Yeah.
Nothing cheap about loyalty, which is also a great line. What was the TV show you watched?
WandaVision.
Oh, I haven't started it. I don't have Disney Plus right now, so I'm missing out on some stuff.
Well,
I haven't started any of those. Mandalorian, I'm not caught up on. WandaVision, I didn't start. And what are you thinking?
Mandalorian's fun. What's her name just got canned today?
Yeah, I know.
It got canceled.
Yeah.
Gina
I was
Carano.
just talking to another comic about this, Robert Dean, my old roommate. These idiots with these stupid tweets. Now, it's one of those things where it's like, if you say you're an idiot for doing that and losing your job, I'm on the side of Disney, But guess what? Disney, like, do you not get that you're working for a fucking corporation? Like, and it's one of those things where they're like, oh, it's anti-free speech. If you worked in the accounting department and you tweeted something and they decided you can't represent the company, they'd fucking fire you.
That happened to that woman like 10 years ago. Remember? She like tweeted something, got on a flight.
Oh,
and then by the time the flight ended, she was fired. And
she made like an age joke because she was on her way to Africa.
Yes,
and then she got back and they were like, you're done. Like, you are done.
Yep.
And exactly. But this same actress, like a month or two ago, did the same shit and she kept her job.
Oh, really?
She did some other tweets and then it went viral. Like, and then people were like, fire. They didn't fire her. And then she did it again. And they're like, what are you, an idiot? Like, what? Just get rid of your Twitter or just promote your shit.
Any sort of consequence could have. Get rid of Twitter the minute you get any sort of role. Exactly. If I get anything, you're going to see my Twitter account deactivated in 30 seconds.
Immediately. Or it's going to be scrubbed or some shit or a new one. It's
going to be fucking scrubbed like the kitchen sink, brother.
It's like, what do you these people think, that they're on some crusade? You work for show business. You're not.
And I don't care what your opinion is either. I just like your TV character.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, what does she think on the Iran-Contra affair? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Shit. Also, you're taking a job from somebody else that wants the acting job and is in it for the acting part of this thing, you know?
I'll be fair, and I know you haven't watched The Mandalorian. She kind of stinks as an actress, dude. It's just like she's like a good fighter and a warrior.
WWE.
Yeah, that's basically why, she could handle herself in a fight scene,
Yeah.
She's not there for her dramatic readings of Shakespeare,
Yeah, I believe that.
But I heard
guess what? What were you going to say? I know you're going to say.
I said that there was clamorings. The people, the Star Wars nerds want Lucy Lawless to fill that role, which I'm all for.
That wouldn't be bad. But
I love me some Xena.
Is she too old at this point? That must have a fucked up thing to say, but she might be.
No, it's a fair
60?
question.
Isn't she 60? Like, she's not 60, maybe.
Yeah, the character is, in her, I don't know how, I don't 50s? Know what, she's 30 space years or however the ages work in the Mandalorian universe.
Yeah, well, time does probably go different.
She's 1,200 parsecs in Star Wars,
But I will say another Mandalorian thing. What's the main character? Who plays the main character again?
What's his name? Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. I just saw an article. I don't know if you'll be interested in this, Andy. He's going to play the main guy in the movie version of The Last of Us.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy. It's made for, it's one of the best movies I've ever seen in a video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. That'll fit perfect. By your reaction, that seems like it'll fit great.
Yeah, because I really like him. He'll play Joel, which is, you need like a rugged kind of guy. He plays a guy from Texas. The character is a guy from Texas who's kind of,
yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, I can see it. I like it. That's cool. I'm more excited they're actually going to make a movie. That's one of those ones I care about that story so much. I really just hope they don't fuck it up. But
yeah, that's why I told you, because I knew you would care about that news.
I'm hoping they do it right and they do the whole. I think there's going to be a trilogy in the video game. There might not be. They could end it at The Last of Us Part 2, and I'd be fine with that.
I doubt they will.
As a fan of it, I want to play it more, so I hope there's a third.
Yeah.
But that being said, the way Part 1 ends, it's on a cliffhanger. Like that's the way the first movie is going to end if they follow it appropriately. So I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Because Part 2 has such a twist that you don't see coming there. You go, it's like a mic drop. You go, what? It's like one of the best twists I've ever seen where you go, holy shit. And that's why it's like the story, even aside from gameplay, is so good that I hope they don't fuck it up. I mean, they've given you the bones there. You really gotta, be a clown if you're gonna screw the story up. So yeah, good casting choice, I think. It's one of those ones where you go, this will bring us right into our topic. It's one of those ones where you go, yeah, until I see it, it's like, Dustin Hoffman is Han Solo or something. You're like, I need to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Well, real quick, before we do our topic for the day, which we have some time left for, but I wanted to say I just watched one new thing. It was a movie that I was dying to watch, and it was the Little Things on HBO Max with Denzel Washington and Rami
Freddie
Malek.
Mercury.
Yeah. Freddie Mercury playing a cop.
Was Jared Leto in it too?
Jared Leto's in it. Jared Leto is the heavy
criminal.
He's the
heavy?
criminal, the technical criminal. You got to watch it.
So okay. I haven't.
I'll tell you. It's pretty long. First 45 minutes is like it's like somebody gave them a paint by numbers on how to make one of these.
That's what I heard.
These cop movies, right? But it picks up, and the ending is it makes it worth watching. At least it kind of pays off to an extent. The thing that takes you out of it is Rami Malek. He shouldn't play a cop. He just shouldn't play a cop. Like I think they were trying to make him like this real obsessed.
He's brooding.
He's brooding, but he can't even do that. Like he I think he watched Dirty Harry movies and it's like, this is my impression of Dirty Harry. Like I don't think he opens his mouth 2 millimeters when he talks in the movie. Like you can barely understand what he says because he's trying to just be so like stoic and, well, you're messing up, you're mucking around in my case. What are you doing? Like it's like this. I think he's trying to be very like noirish. Because it's noirish. It is noirish, the movie. And I think he's trying to stick to that acting wise. They even have him looking like that. Even you could throw him in a 40s movie. That's what anytime you put him in something from back in the day, it looks great because he has that look about him, you know?
Right.
But he just couldn't. There's a couple other things. I don't want to give it much away about it. I want you to watch it, but like it's worth watching. Like it is worth watching if you have nothing else to watch. But like it's like
I got nothing else. I'm done with WandaVision.
At the end of it, you're not gonna be like, that's one of the best things I've ever seen. Like it obviously was like we got some big hitters here acting wise, and we got a decent script, and we're gonna make our money off this movie. And then all the COVID happened, and then they were like, all right, we'll put it on HBO Max for a month, and then we'll figure it out. I think it's going to theaters after like February something.
Oh, dude, that just reminded me. I was driving into the city the other day. I went by the still billboard up for A Quiet Place. Yeah, A Quiet Place Part 2.
Yeah, which never came out.
I know. I was like, yeah, what happened with that? What, they didn't do it on direct to video? They didn't do it on demand?
I think they're just waiting. I think they're waiting. I think they shelved it until it comes out. I will go to the theaters for that in a second.
Yeah, that'll be a good theater one.
I think that's why they're doing it, because if you watch it at home, it's not as effective as you watch in the theaters. Because I watched the first one on streaming, and I was like, oh, this would have been insane in a theater. Like it would have been.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So you're giving The Little Things the Dutch Donnelly double down pick of the week?
No. I would,
Last Resort. Nothing else to watch.
Resort.
Right
Yeah, there you go. That's a great new thing to call something.
All right.
Is it a pick of the week or a last resort? This is a last resort kind of thing. Definitely
like me trying to find a girl in college. She my pick of the week or my last resort? Canceled.
This is 100% a last resort, where it's like, if you're curious about it. Oh, here we go. Mike just said September 17, 2021 is. Oh, that's when it's going to premiere. Quiet Place 2. September 17, 2021. Okay. All right.
It did have a theatrical premiere last year in March where all the actors went to go watch it in the theater. And then
not like a grand release.
Right. The next week was when everything shut down.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes. They're smart though, because it'll still do well. Like it's not like it's gonna.
I like that, Emily Blunt.
In September, I think it'll be back enough where people will go.
I agree. I mean, we're Cuomo did a 180, and now it's like, yeah, we'll open our stadiums, which is just like,
wait, is that what he's doing?
I guess so.
Oh, No Time to Die. What's No Time to Die? A Bond? Mike?
Yes, that's the Bond movie that was supposed to come out like last month.
Oh yeah,
where they did the media blitz
right.
and then had to cancel.
Right.
Right.
Apparently,
with No Time to Die, they've had.
That's a Seinfeld reference, and
it is a very deep cut. I'm glad you picked up.
What'd you say, Mike? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, with No Time to Die, they've had to reshoot a bunch of the product placement because a new piece of technology is the new thing now. Like when they would use like a new phone or something like that. They've had to go and reshoot it with the new thing because of the delay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Because the company is like, well, we want our. But isn't that like, aren't you eating into the cost of what they gave you? Or unless they're paying them again. If they're paying you to use it, it's really expensive to shoot those scenes over again.
Mm-hmm.
I have no time to die. I have a million things to do. Sounds like a housewife complaining about her day. You know, I have to pick up the kids. I have to go get groceries. I have no time to die.
That's what Bond has just become. Fun. It's just Bond running errands in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
you only live twice, and I have no time to die.
That's a great bit. That's a great bit that all the Bond titles could just be something a mom says when she's too busy. Wait, can we get a list of all the Bond titles? That is so perfect, Andy. That's so perfect.
It's like the Skyfall, and I have no time to die. And it's like, you only live twice, and I just want to do something for myself. I just want to get to Casino Royale once in my life.
Yeah, I have to take my cat Pussy Galore to the vet. Can you, Mike? Can you bring up a name, the list of all the Bond movies if they have it? If not, don't worry about it. Yeah. Oh, For Your Eyes Only, Living Daylights, GoldenEye. I guess not. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is not.
I think I could string them.
You think you could do it? Like, I'm at the supermarket. I'm like, and this guy cuts in front of me. He thinks he's what? The man with the golden gun?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm just trying to find Moonraker, and the kids love Octopussy. So I'm trying to make that for dinner. And this guy, the spy who loved me, cuts in front of me. And so I'm in the car now, and I realize I didn't bring my license to kill.
Yeah. Last night, my husband, I don't know where this came from, but he was great. He was like the spy who loved me. He was really.
He fucked the living daylights out of me. And I mean, we did this position. I had never seen. It was like a View to Kill. It was a very.
You know, on Sundays, I need time for myself. I get myself a bubble bath, and I just need a quantum of solace. Okay, that's all I need. Just a quantum of solace.
A quantum of solace is such a great measurement of time. Can I get a moment's peace? I just want a quantum of solace for once in my life.
Yeah. What we already gave you dinner. What is the world not enough? The world is not enough. You already ate dinner, Timmy. The world is not enough.
Oh
my God! I've been all
this
over.
Cough. I got to see Dr. No about this cough.
I've been running errands all day. It's like tomorrow never dies. It's like tomorrow never dies.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, that's perfect. That's great. That's perfect.
Got to pay my Spectre cable bill. That one might be only for the New York audience.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
Ooh, that one got me going in the lungs. Yabba dabba doo. That was funny. A quantum of solace is hilarious.
No time to die. I don't even have any time to die.
I have no time to die. My mom used to say "moment's peace." That was a big one in the Marianne Fiore vernacular. Can I just get a moment's peace?
Yeah. But today, what we wanted to talk about, I saw a great. I'll tell you what's good for all this. A lot of movie stuff. I don't know if I should let the cat out of the bag for all these articles, but Mental Floss does a great job of some lists, and I'm obviously on their algorithm. People know about Mental Floss. I know, but they have a lot of great lists of stuff that I've not known about movies, or I've known, or they've expanded on. Yeah. So with this, I saw one last night that I sent to Mike and to Andy. That was about characters in movies that were supposed to die but didn't. And I
think cool list.
Some of the people, a lot I didn't know, and one of them we knew because Andy talked about recently because of the novel, which was Jaws, which was with Matt Hooper and Jaws, which we talked about on the podcast. But there's a bunch of other ones. So we wanted to go over the list for everybody and let you guys in on our thoughts on each one. And I think we should just do it like this. If Mike, if you could bring up the list,
Buster, bring up the list.
Buster Palm, bring up the list. Buster Palm, guess what? If Buster Palm's in a movie, he doesn't die. Buster Palm always wins in the end. Buster Palm gets the girl. He gets the girl, and he doesn't die. You die. Buster Palm does not die. So anyway,
Buster Palm will also be a Bond villain.
So what I want to do is go through them, and Andy, I want to get each of our. We can do it fairly quickly. We can just
There's a few I really loved on here.
the character dying, in your quick opinion, and like in your guttural reaction, does it make it a better movie or a worse movie?
Okay, great.
Alrighty. First off, they have for number one, they have Han Solo. Apparently, was supposed to die originally in the Return of the Jedi, and a lot of Star Wars people are going to know this already. I guarantee you.
Sure.
But I didn't know that, and apparently, the reasoning Lucas didn't do it was because that a dead Han Solo doesn't sell toys.
Oh, really?
And that's why they didn't do it. Yeah.
Well, I think it was the right decision for the story anyway, in my opinion.
I think so too. I'm glad that he didn't die. But I was fine with him dying in that reboot. I was fine with when he died. I was
feel the same way.
It worked for me. It was like a perfect time to do it. It made sense for the story. So this actually, I'm glad this didn't happen.
Agreed.
Okay.
Moving on. Number 2.
Agreed. Yeah.
Ian
Malcolm. Dr. Ian Malcolm was Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Life finds a way. Apparently, for Dr. Ian Malcolm, life did find a way because they didn't kill him off, and I would have been okay with this one, to be honest. He was a great character, but I don't think it would have really changed the outcome of the movie in any way. It just would have been like, oh, it would have been a character I could have seen getting killed, and everybody would have been like, oh, we like that guy. Sucks he had to die, because I don't think he came back in part 2, did he? I'm not as familiar after the first one.
No, I don't think he did. No,
so I'm okay with this.
Maybe in part 2, but not ever again. But I also think you could have killed him off in Independence Day.
Ooh,
his other doctor character.
He solves the virus,
or his therapist character, whatever he is. Oh no, science guy character. After he does it, like he doesn't. Maybe Will Smith gets out, but he doesn't get out.
I was gonna say that means Will Smith dies though too.
Not necessarily. It could have been. There could have been a shootout. There could have been a.
What's up, Buster?
Oh, he's the main character in the second book,
but not in the second movie, though, right?
Very okay. Life finds a way.
All right, what's next, Mike? Next up, Deputy Dewey in Scream. I have like barely an opinion about this, but he was supposed to die right after being stabbed. I don't remember the movie enough to, but I think this would have been. He was a main character, so whenever that happens, I would have been on board with this because it would have made it more of a terrifying. You wouldn't have known what was coming next if they would have had him die in it. So this, I agree, they should have killed him. It's David Arquette, but I
agree they should have killed him too.
In this article, they say the reason they didn't is because they made the character younger and they wanted to keep him in the movie for that reason. So I get what he's saying is that if it would have been some just like peripheral older character that becomes one of the murders, but because he became like a fixture in the series because he was in like a few of the movies, right?
Yeah, you can't kill David Arquette.
You can't kill David Arquette
right now.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah, I swear to God, it's about him. It's called "You Can't Kill David Arquette." And why
that's so funny. That's so funny. So I think I disagree with them keeping him. What do you say?
I say axe the motherfucker.
Yeah,
in the first one, it's a horror, scary slasher film. You should be killing people. There should be only basically 1 or 2 survivors in a slasher film.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You need to make it where you never know who's going to get it next.
For a movie that was so concerned with the rules of slasher movies, essentially, the one teenage girl should have survived.
Right.
It shouldn't have been. If they're playing by the rules, that's the rule. You know, the Friday the 13th rule. One person.
Yeah.
I just ordered a book last night. It's called My Favorite Horror Movie. I'm so excited to read it.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
I'm going to read it under the covers with a flashlight.
Options Burger is going to masturbate to it. Yeah. Go ahead,
Moving on,
Michael.
Buster.
Yeah.
BP.
BP. What's next?
Now, this is an interesting one.
This is a big one. Can you give us the paragraph? So I'm going to read the paragraph because it's Rambo in First Blood. So the first Rambo movie.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so in the novel First Blood, Rambo commits suicide at the end of a long battle with Sheriff Teasley.
Sheriff Teasel.
Yes,
Mrs. Teasel.
Rambo's death scene was filmed, but Sylvester Stallone saw the potential for a new franchise, so Rambo lived to fight another day.
Wow, the old George Lucas technique.
Absolutely. And I think that they should have just let him die in this, and he would have, he could have found another franchise. Like, He
as we
had
see in
like
the next one. I agree, man. He was a fucked up character. He had demons. He had Vietnam. He had PTSD. He was ripe to commit suicide.
And if you don't remember,
that is a dark ending, though.
First Blood is a badass action movie, and if it would have just been First Blood, it would have went down as like one of the all-time best action movies. But it gets muddied by its sequels. You know.
Yep.
The next one is Rocky Balboa and Rocky V. So when he fights Tommy Gunn, he was supposed to die at the hands of Tommy Gunn. I wholeheartedly disagree with this one because all the awesome villains that you fought and all the bad guys you fought, and that's who you die from on the street with Tommy Gunn or whatever it is. Get at it. No way.
Wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah, so it's good that he didn't because they changed the ending to him and the son walking home or getting pizza or pasta or some Italian thing of some sort.
This is gonna, I think they're eventually gonna. If you're up to date with the Creed movies, which I love and are fantastic continuations of the Rocky universe.
Well, you know my theory about the Creed movies.
Rocky's gonna have to get buried. He's gonna have to get the final knockout one of these days.
I don't know if they're gonna do anymore, to be honest. Because he's beyond it. Michael, what's his name? Is
Jordan? Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan he's too big for another Creed. I guess he's. I guess he can do it. I hope they do it. If they did it again,
if it was the final Rock and they had Rocky die in Creed 3, that'd be a nice trilogy. It'd be a great ending to a saga, and you could really finally have Rocky get KO'd, so to speak.
He 100% should die if they do another one.
He had cancer in the Creeds.
That's right. Yeah. So it would have been either they started off and he's.
Oh, can't you see that last shot? He's up there on the hill, buried next to fucking Paulie and next to Adrian. Oh,
absolutely.
And then Apollo Jr. goes and he starts to talk to them at the graves like Rocky does with Adrian. This one writes itself.
I'll tell you. I just got chills. I'll tell you right now.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'll tell you that if I had to guess, that there's a script somewhere where that's the ending scene. It's got to be. Like it's got to be. That's perfect.
And he's talking to he goes home and he puts up the picture of Apollo and Rocky fighting each other. I can see it right now.
Oh my God! All right, what's next there, Mike? So Rocky V is a bad choice. Bad choice.
We can skip over this one. I don't even.
Who is this?
The girl from Paranormal Activity.
I don't care. Yeah. So
I saw it once in the theater. I don't even remember it. I remember it just being scary as shit. But
so I knew about this one.
Interesting
Dante Hicks in Clerks. So Dante in Clerks, originally at the end of Clerks, was supposed to get robbed and get shot and or stabbed or something and then die. And then they decided
no way. I'm happy they ended it the way they did. That would have been a psychopathic ending.
Absolutely. It would have been especially like that movie didn't have enough weight to it to have him die at the end. Unless you do
that would have been great. Although how great would it have been if he's lying there dying? He goes, "I'm not even supposed to be here today."
Well, I'm sure that was it.
But no, I disagree. Good ending. I loved Clerks so much. This was like groundbreaking for me when I was like 13.
It would have to be absurd like that, where was he supposed to be here today? And then they just walk out and he drops dead like that. But I think that's not. Who knows how they would have done it? You know?
Yeah.
All right, what's next? Dr.
Will Rodman.
So it's I guess it's
James Franco's character. I guess Rise of the Planet of the Apes is the second. No. In the because these are good movies too. These reboots, much better than the 2001 Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes. These are great. I like how they go their separate ways. Caesar kind of becomes his own gorilla. He becomes his own person, if you will, and then they split. That would have been a tough one, but I don't know if I hate that he would have ended. That would have given Caesar more ammunition to be even more of a badass, you know?
Yeah, I have to admit I've never seen it.
Oh, buddy, they're great fun. Big party.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. All right, what's next, bud? What's next, Palmers? Buster Palmers.
Joker in Full Metal Jacket.
Joker in Full Metal Jacket. That I would say that could have been good. That could have been great.
A lot of death in Full Metal Jacket. But
a lot of people think it's two different movies anyway.
It has one of my all-time top 5 favorite endings. And it's so dark. The ending is so dark with them as a platoon walking through ravaged, fiery, war-torn Vietnam, singing the Mickey Mouse theme song. It's just so perfectly dark and great. I love that ending. Just them singing in unison in the happiest song in the worst place on earth. It
is a great ending. But if he died, I would have been fine with it. I would actually been fine with it.
Because they had a lot of sentimental death. They had Cowboy die. They had, Mother Lover die. They had a lot of people die.
As in the movie is like somebody who's narrating it from being dead.
Yeah, and you'd like to see one person. You don't actually know he's still in country at the end of the movie. That movie had so many heavy deaths. The guy, from Private Snowball killing himself to fucking gunnery sergeant. Arlie Ermy gets killed. It's just there's a lot of death in that movie. You want to see at least one person live.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. It's a really good point. All right, what's next?
What's next?
This one is like
I don't even care about this one.
Which is Jon Favreau and Iron Man 3. I don't. Are people attached to Jon Favreau in the Iron Man movies, except for Avengers, where he has that moment with Iron Man's daughter, which is a great moment. What a great tearjerker.
So I might not have even seen Iron Man 3 because I think I kind of just bowed out of it at this point.
Ben Kingsley, the one with
then I definitely didn't see it.
And he plays the actor. It's not great. That's why it doesn't matter at this point. It's like if you have a shitty movie, who cares if a character dies in a shitty movie?
Right. So just to add this, because we kind of glossed over WandaVision. If you stick with it, the first 3 episodes are tough, but they set up something big time, and it's a big thing of the Marvel universe, which I had to text Greg Stone about and be like, "Hey, fill in the gaps for me here. What is it? Who did this and whatnot?" But by the time episode 4 hits, you go, "Whoa, daddy, buckle up!"
I gotta check it out. I should watch.
Yeah, it was fun, and I'm not even a big Marvel guy, so
I know that's why I'm I should watch.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
So I don't know. I don't even know about this one, Captain.
Yeah.
Here's a big one.
This is a big one. Okay, so you want to say this one, Andy?
Sure. Clarence Worley in True Romance. We all know Quentin Tarantino's first film. I like the blurb that they wrote that Quentin Tarantino gave Tony Scott his 2 scripts, Reservoir Dogs and True Romance. He goes, "You can only make one. I'm going to make the other." And Tony Scott chose True Romance, which I go, thank God, because I can't picture.
Right?
I can picture. I think Tony Scott did a great job with True Romance, but I can't picture him making Reservoir Dogs. I can only picture Quentin Tarantino making Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
So to get back to this point, though, I can see this. And I would have been okay with it because it was trending in that direction, and he even gets fucking shot in the head. So you do kind of think he's going to die. And I kind of like the story of Alabama getting a new life with the money and, her, I guess, being free from her past and going on and be able to live a happy life. That being said, I'm not upset that Clarence lived, but I would be okay with this one.
It also it emboldens the character. The character, the guy. It also brings him complete fruition of what he wanted to be. You know how they has Elvis talking to Amir about being a man and all this. So he would have been the catalyst to he's her savior, whatever.
Exactly.
And there's a whole Jesus thing there where it's you're dying for other people and all that kind of stuff, whatever you want to call it, but. That it would I think it would added way more edge to the Tony Scott movie, and I think it would have been a good idea as well overall. It kind of edges it out for me, meaning that I'm okay with the way it went down, but you're absolutely right. The way they set it up is his behavior the whole time is you think it's going that way anyway, and it would have added some darkness to it, but also it would have made sense for the complete maturation of the character, and getting to that point, almost like his mission or his purpose in life was to save this girl from from her problems or from her situation.
A noble spirit embiggens the smallest man.
What is
All right,
that?
2 more. That's the Springfield's motto, and that's from Jebediah Springfield. A noble spirit embiggens the smallest man. Embiggens. I never heard that word until I moved to Springfield. And the other teacher goes, "Why? It's a perfectly cromulent word."
The next one's Matt Hooper and Jaws.
we know Matt Hooper.
Yeah. So you can go. You can go to the next one. Oh, here we go. This is a big one because it's also one that I figured. This is one that they kind of seemed like it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
Martin Riggs from Lethal Weapon 2.
I forgot his first name was Martin.
Yeah, Riggs from Mel Gibson's character from Lethal Weapon 2. So when he says diplomatic immunity and he shoots him at the end, that he was just going to die at that point. I have to say that, this probably, I hate to say it because but here's the thing. It's like, is there any Lethal Weapons that are worth it after 2? And it's like, no, there's not. It's 3 and 4, and they're doing a 5 apparently. And they're just kind of, it's one of these things where you're diluting things.
What's that 5th one going to be like? They're both ancient.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be that like him. He was supposed to, in the first one when he's turning 50, and that was 30 years ago. So he's going to be 80. I think they'll play into that, though. I think they'll play into it. I think they'll be retired. They'll have that, and then they go on a case, and they're not. And Danny Glover's, he doesn't belligerent about it. He doesn't want to do it. Anyway, when it comes to this one, if you really think about it, it would have been better if they had him die at the end of this because he was in so much.
Buddy, I'm not that great with the Lethal Weapons, to be honest. I've seen them as a kid, but I'm meaning I don't know them as well as I know other movies. Like,
I know these.
They're not second nature to me, The
first 2 are some of my favorites, or a couple of my favorite. I think you can put them up against any of those 90s, 80s, 90s.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. But
Lethal
what
Weapon or
happened.
Die Hard.
Lethal Weapon or Die Hard? Die Hard. Die Hard.
There you go.
We talked about that once, I think. Die
You
Hard.
made the right decision.
Die Hard all the way.
Die Hard 3 over any of the Lethal Weapons, in my opinion.
No.
Phenomenal film. I watched it again like 2 weeks ago. It's so good.
It's great. But I'll say for this, the choice for him to die, but you know what happens in 2 with the South Africans and
yeah. Once you talked about it, I remember.
Yeah, and so I think overall this would have been a better thing. Okay, what's next? This might be the last one.
Last one. Oh, good one.
This is a biggie. What do you think of this, Andy? Ellen Ripley from Alien. Sigourney
Ripley in Alien. Not Aliens. That's part 2. Alien, the first one. If the way they did it, like apparently they were supposed to have one of the aliens kind of kill Ripley, but yet take over her body. That would have been a badass way to introduce part 2. But again, I like the idea of at least one character. You have to have one survivor. You know what I mean? And like that, she's the perfect survivor in Alien. Yeah. Everybody else is pretty much is dead. I don't know. Alien. I love the Alien movies, but I think they're a little bit overhyped in a genre. Do you know what I mean? Like
I don't think they've aged as well as people think they have.
Yeah. A lot of times people go Alien. It's one of the scariest movies. I go no, not really.
No, not really at all.
I say the same thing about Halloween. People go Halloween maybe at the time 1978 it was groundbreaking, but I go it's not that scary. It's just not scary.
Once you know something's old, it takes you out of it. Like it's not as like it's separating you from the reality of what's going on.
Agreed. But this one, I don't know. I like the way it ends. I'd say Ripley lives.
I also think
Ripley, believe it or not, I like the way it ends.
I guess you're right. If they did it the way you said they did it, which is what they talked about, where the alien takes over, you could have had a great sequel with that. But the sequel was so good. It was a great sequel. Like, and you don't get any great sequels. How Lethal Weapon 2 was a great sequel. Right. So I'd say that's it's a good decision. They let her live, basically.
I was so excited for Prometheus, and they really it's not. I don't even think it's that bad a movie, but they just kind of fucked up the storyline, and I guess it was rushed.
It happens. So that's the list. I think it's a pretty good list of these movies that meaning it's pretty interesting. Like it's a lot of things that I didn't know. A lot of like I didn't know about the Alien one. I didn't know about the Martin Riggs one, and I'm a big Lethal Weapon fan. I had no idea.
It'd be kind of a fun exercise to think of our own They have what if this person died in a movie? Maybe we'll come back next week with that.
You know what? That's what we should do. We should put it out there. We'll come back. That'll be our homework for the week. We'll come out with movies that maybe the characters should have died.
I got one immediately.
Well, don't say that.
Save it. I thought of it. First one that popped into my head.
But Dimwit Nation, do us a favor. Tweet at us the movies, your choices, characters that I guess you can go both ways, right? That died that shouldn't have.
Yeah, you can take it both ways. You would have liked to seen live or die.
Yeah, it's at the DYM podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out, sign up, message us, tweet at us. We'll tweet right back. We talk to people. We talk to Dimwit Nation all the time. It's amazing. Also, on top of that, you can follow Andrew Fiore. You can follow him on Instagram and Twitter as well, at Andy Fiore. That's his info. And he also has a radio show on Sirius every Thursday at 4. It's called The Raw Report. It's on Raw Dog 99. You got to check it out. Right, Andy?
Absolutely. And while you're there, tune in a day early, 24 hours prior to that, on Wednesdays at 4 p.m. on Sirius XM Raw Dog 99. It's Sean Donnelly's very own show, which is called Celebrate. It was an amazing show, hilarious show. They take one topic and celebrate that each week. So why don't you download SiriusXM if you haven't now? I don't know what the hell you're doing. They got all sorts of deals and everything's on demand. You can catch up to all the old episodes. It's a ball. Just a ball.
Got to say this, Celebrate pretty soon coming up. We're going to have James Fox, the director of The Phenomenon, the UFO documentary.
Boy. Try and contain yourselves.
I lost my mind.
I'm sure you did, buddy.
Lost my fucking mind.
Good for you. I know you love it's funny you don't like the alien stuff more. Was such a big
I like
UFO
some
guy.
alien stuff. Yeah, I do like some alien stuff.
Boy, when I saw Fire in the Sky in the theater as a kid, I fucking freaked out, lost my mind. I thought I was getting kidnapped by aliens for like 3 months after that.
We want to thank our friend now. You know him as Buster Palm. I don't know
Palmer.
What I call him. The Palmer. Why'd you choke that day, Palmer? Palmer?
I had a lot riding on that. What does he go? He goes, personally and financially.
He goes, what happened that day, Bomber? Is that what he says? And Royal Tenenbaums. Just like
why'd you choke out there that day, Bomber? That's so good. Special shout out to Dimwit Dan, maybe our most loyal listener. He listens to the DYM podcast every week. And guys, if you're in New York City, go support his bar, 11th Street Bar. It's a wonderful, great bar. They're open and doing all safe COVID stuff. And these small businesses need our help, guys, because the government sure isn't doing anything. So support Dimwit Nation. Support those who support us. There's a good way to put it. Please do. And guys, and please tune in next week. And we want to thank you guys so much for listening. And we love you. And we want to thank the laugh button for having us. And it's been nothing but amazing. And thank you so much, Andrew Optionsberger, M&M Fiore. I appreciate you doing this. And we'll see you guys next week.